Hello, group. Welcome to Action Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, Humble Pie, Sunset Boulevard, 1969. Warning. I try my best not to do re-releases, but in doing my due research, this is a re-release under a different title. It was released 15 years ago as Live the Risky A Go-Go. It's the same set. The label does say that the sonic quality is better here, but does not say as a remaster. So that's my consumer alert to you. That if you're a hardcore Humble Pie fan and you own Risky A Go-Go, you have this. This is not new. It's Risky A Go-Go with a different cover and a different title. Maybe you want to check the sound quality to see if there is a difference between this and Risky A Go-Go from 15 years ago. I mean, if you hear a difference, you're that much of a collector, bless your heart, go get it. If you just want another Humble Pie in your collection, regardless if you own the actual thing or not, but it's a new cover, a new title, go ahead. Brag to your friends, I got more Humble Pie than you do. I like Humble Pie. Humble Pie does good business here in Cleveland, at least it did. The drummer, Jerry Shirley, was a DJ here for a short time. And let's go into it. What is this? Remember Peter Frampton? Before Peter Frampton, yes, Peter Frampton's in this photograph. I believe he's this guy. This guy here, this young man down here, okay? Don't recognize him? I guess that's before you got blonde highlights. Yes, Peter Frampton is in this Peter Frampton, okay? Peter Frampton was 18 years old when he joined Humble Pie with Steve Marriott. He left his prior outfit because he didn't want to be a Dean idol, a pop idol. So he becomes a dirty rock and roller with Humble Pie. Become a rocker. And then what does he do a couple years later? Well, there you go. This was an ear opener for me. Yeah, I own this. But I think I caught myself collecting with this because can't say I remember this note for note. I think I may have bought this during the pandemic recently. This opened my ears to what Humble Pie could do. The last three songs you've readily heard somewhere else. The last song, I Walk in Gilded Splinters, 20-minute long jam. Well, there's a 20-minute long jam here too. Hallelujah, I love her so. Oh, A Walk on Gilded Splitters is a Dr. John cover. We're talking a lot of covers on these. There's only 5 songs on this. 4 of them are covers. And then Steve Marriott, being snarky, claims the song he wrote, Sad Bag of Shaky Jake, is a Sinatra standard. No, it's his song. He wrote that song. And Hallelujah, I Love Her So is a Ray Charles cover. And that song is found here. And Sad Bag of Shaky Jake was a single at that time. Excuse me. What really opened my ears was the first 2 songs, both covers on this. Their cover of For Your Love has been released before. There was a studio jam of it, an anthology collection in 2000. That's been out there before. But this live version, amazing. It's acoustic. An acoustic version of the Yardbirds classic For Your Love. Absolutely amazing. And with this, for the first couple of minutes of this, you see why. Because, you're wondering, man, this is a great mix for a December 1969 recording, live recording. And usually those are bootlegs. But actually, they were going to release this as the 3rd Humble Pie record, except the record label went under. So this was not heard for another 30, 40 years, until the Risky A Go-Go release. And now maybe a bit of improvement with this release. So, Marriott is just doing what Marriott does, just yelling and projecting his voice as few could or can. Him and Noddy Holder, up top of my head. They could probably be heard without a microphone in a theater. Absolutely amazing. Of course, with Frampton come in and Frampton's guitar on that. 9 minutes, 18 seconds of For Your Love. Acoustic. And these are the days before you had the term unplugged. Okay. Absolutely brilliant take on For Your Love. Highly recommended to hear that. That's followed by another song. Highly recommended. You go hear this. 12 minutes, 21 seconds of the Johnny Kidd and the Pirates classic, Shakin' All Over. Absolutely amazing jam. And what surprises me here, I don't remember a lot of keyboards in Humble Pie. Most of the Humble Pie classics, really don't have much keyboards. You know, I don't need no doctor. Is there any keyboards in there? Doubtful. No. 30 Ks in the hole? No. There's no keyboards there. You know. Saw a Cherry Shirley version of Humble Pie back 30 years ago now. No keyboard player there. But on this version of Shakin' All Over, you got Marriott and Frampton, both on keyboards, jamming on Shakin' All Over. It's great. And, you know, I'm listening to it. Who's playing keyboards? I'm not a Humble Pie scholar, sorry. And I'm sitting there going, who's playing keyboards? And there's two of them. You distinctly hear there's two keyboard players, two organs. Okay? Who's the other guy? And when you look at Wikipedia, it tells you that Frampton and Marriott play keyboards, as well as Cherry Shirley, the drummer. Well, Cherry Shirley's busy at the drums. No one else gets credit as being a drummer. That's Frampton and Marriott on keyboards, trading licks. Damn, it's good. Damn. You know, whoever accuses Humble Pie of being a keyboard band, no. But that version, this version of Shakin' All Over, of course, is here on YouTube. Might be able to find the Risky a Go-Go version as well, compare the sonic quality. But regardless, damn, that is great stuff. So 5 songs, 51 minutes. And as I said, you know, Why Walk in Gilded Splinters is both on this as a 20-minute long jam, as a 21-minute jam here. Amazing. Just absolutely great jam there. The two short songs are Hallelujah, I Love Her So at 4 minutes and change, and Sad Bag of Shaky Jake at 3:41. That, of course, I'm listening on YouTube. I get a commercial in between. I believe it segues into I Walk on Gilded Splinters. So if you kind of new to Humble Pie or not, or like me, just kind of a superficial fan, own a couple things and that's it, because you know, Humble Pie studio records are inconsistent. Is that fair to say? Humble Pie records are basically inconsistent. It's not what I usually recommend here, where I say all killer, no filler. Rockin' the Fillmore is damn good. So is this. This is all killer, no filler. And yeah, it should have been the third record. It should have been the third record. This would have blown some minds in 1970. This was released in 1970. Of course, this was released in 71. So it wasn't much longer. And of course, here, this is a double album here. But this, 51 minutes, it would have been tight grooves. let's take Grooves Now. It's supposed to be out on vinyl. Single record, kind of tight. You know, a lot of people don't like challenging vinyl records nowadays. You know, oh, let's squeeze in 25 minutes on a side. Because you see so many bands just, hell with it, and just, it's a half-hour record, and they put 15 minutes on a side, let the grooves, breathe. The problem with vinyl is you only can put so much on a vinyl record, and that's it. Otherwise, the grooves get a bit tight. And it's vinyl anyway. Vinyl sucks. I'm the one to believe. I had vinyl. I own lots of vinyl. Vinyl sucks. And I read the problems with vinyl today. What's the problems with vinyl today? The problems vinyl had 40 years ago. It sucks. Well, they can fit so much music on a side. Skips. They warped records. CD, YouTube. That's all I really want to need. And cassettes suck too. I like cassettes when they play. But, tapes, 8-track, and the player gets hungry and eats the tape. CD, oh, they're ready to go. That's why you find that behind me. And YouTube is great too. The internet's great. You get to hear it. That's it. No drama. No skips. No warped records. No tapes being eaten. I get to hear the music without worry. Kids these days. So it's a great set. And if I knew sooner it was a re-release, I would not have done this review. But it is a great record. I didn't hear the initial release 15 years ago, so it's new to me, but maybe not to you. If you heard it before, it's out again. Basically with new cover, new title. It's not new that record companies try to repackage old stuff. But there you go. Great record. But if you haven't heard it yet, in the past you went, Humble Pie, 3 Days in the Hole, I Don't Need No Doctor, yeah, pretty good. Frampton was in the band. Since when? Listen to this. Listen to this. Absolutely great stuff. From Frampton before he became a blonde. Did you know that Frampton actually played guitar for David Bowie on a tour? After he flamed out, after all that Sgt. Pepper's and this and I'm in You and all that. When he needed a gig. No, I'm not saying that Peter Frampton opened for Bowie. No. I'm not saying that Frampton was, a featured, no, he wasn't a featured player doing his own song in the set. No. Frampton was, basically took Mick Ronson's job. Earl Slick's job. You know, shut up and play your guitar, Frampton. That's what you're here to do. Bowie is a star. I have on my YouTube likes 2 live cuts of Frampton with Bowie. Not singing, playing guitar, being the guitar player, playing Lou Reed and Iggy Pop songs. That, you know, of course, Bowie produced the stuff, but he played it in his set. And there's Frampton playing a Stooges song. Wrap your imagination around that. Frampton playing the guitar for a Stooges song or a Lou Reed song. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Great stuff. And so is this record, however you find it. The one 15 years ago as Risky to Go Go, or now as Sunset Boulevard 1969. It's great. Humble Pie should have done better business, but they were inconsistent. You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to Action Around Corner. Ring the notification bell. And go listen. The Humble Pie, Sunset Boulevard, 1969, December, but it's 1969. When I was that many years old. And come back. You hear what I hear? Those first 2 songs are amazing to me. For Your Love, this version of For Your Love is great. The original I can give a take. I always love Shake It All Over, regardless of who's doing it. The Who, the original by, what was it? Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Others have done it as well. Love that song. Come back and tell us what you think. And for latest in action rock, garage rock, punk, psychobilly, rockabilly, and classic and legacy bands like Humble Pie. If I don't get snookered into reviewing that old release again, but it's worthwhile. If you haven't heard it in the first place from 15 years ago, listen to it now. Come back here. The Action Rock Corner will review it for you. We'll tell you about it. And thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.